How to create, run, and export query results in Azure Data Studio. To create a query in Azure Data Studio, you need to connect to the admin VPN via Cisco AnyConnect and to the Rosie Replica database. We have a video linked below to help guide you through this. Now that we are connected to the database, we can create a new query by selecting this icon or by going into File, New Query. This launches the control window in which we can type in our code. This query is selecting all the rows and columns from the table sys province. Another cool feature Data Studio offers is the autocomplete feature, which gives you a list of fields or tables to choose from as you're typing in your queries. You will notice at the top that we are connected to Rosie Replica. We can now click on the green triangle to run the query. Give it a couple of seconds to populate the results, and along the bottom bar, you can see the number of rows retrieved along with the execution time. You can also filter your data by clicking on the drop-down arrow beside the field name. And then to export your query results, we can click on one of the export formats. From here, we can browse to save it locally, or we can save it to a SharePoint site that is synced to your device. Finally, to save the query file, we have the option to save it locally or to a SharePoint site. Let's say we want to make a query accessible to other users. We will begin by opening SharePoint, locate where we want our queries to be saved, and then we are going to sync it to our device. Now, let's switch back to Azure Data Studio and let's save the query. We'll go into File, Save, or by using the shortcut. Now, on the left, we will see University of Toronto. This is where the synced SharePoint folder is located. So let's locate it and then click Open. That's it. Now, if we go back to the SharePoint site, we can see the SQL file. We also see that any changes saved to the file in Azure Data Studio also reflect in SharePoint. To easily access all of your SharePoint queries in Azure Data Studio, go to the Explorer tab and open the synced SharePoint site. Now you can easily access all of the shared queries, and you have the most updated versions in your local workspace. To remove a folder from the workspace, right-click and remove.